Hello and welcome. My name is Brenda. My channel is Handwork Maniac. Today is Friday, July 5th, 2024. And amazingly, I'm back in 2 weeks-ish from my last video. It's probably 2.5 weeks. I can't remember. Might be 3, but way sooner than I usually do. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good at getting back earlier. Totally enjoying the summer. We have had so much fun. We've been to Bear Lake already. We'll be going again. Just lots of fun. Today we're going to talk about the cross stitch that I've worked on since the last video. I don't have any new starts or finishes. I know you're shocked, especially about the new starts. But I do have in plans at the end of the video, I do have a stitch along that I'm going to join that starts on July 8th. So I'll tell you that at the end in plans. So right now I'm just going to show you what I worked on since my last video, which is quite a few. Not as many as I usually show you because it hasn't been as long, but it's still quite a few. Okay, Kingdom of Books is a kit by Andriana. I am not stitching this background up here or this shelf across here. I am stitching just a couple of rows of that shelf just to anchor the books. And I am stitching just a couple of rows of this background color around each of the top of the books because the white detail at the top gets lost if I didn't. I'm not using the kit fabric. It was 14 count white Aida, I believe. I'm using an 18 count caramel cream Aida that's a similar color to this background color. So I don't have to stitch that. And I'm finally caught up on this again, and I am on track to finish by the end of the year. My friend Sharon and I are doing half a book a month. So I'm clear down here, halfway through this red book right here. I am using the kit floss, 2 strands of floss over 1 Aida square on 18 count. And here's where it is so far. Oh, it's looking so good. I love this one. It was originally a 3-year stitch along, but my friend and I got bogged down there in the middle, and now it's going to be a 4-year stitch along. But that's okay. We're still enjoying it. I finished this book, did this whole pink book and half of this red book because I haven't worked on it since March, and that's my own fault. But if I keep up now with a half a book a month till the end of the year, then it will be finished by the end of the year. Here's a close-up of this half. This garden section behind this gate called for 1 strand of floss because I think it was supposed to look like far away, kind of faded far away. But because I wasn't using white fabric like it called for, I was using this caramel cream color, I did 2 strands of floss so it would fully cover that cream color. So fun and so happy to be caught up on that again. I also did my June section on Spring Creek Fever by Elsa Williams. It is also a kit. I am using the kit floss, but I'm not using the kit fabric. It came with cream colored Ada. $14 count. But my dad made a frame and I am making it to fit that frame. So I chose a fabric count that would fit the frame, which is 40 count All the Things by Mystic Fabrics. So, and I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads because it's on 40 count, and it's a tight 40 count. It's probably more like 43, which is perfect for the frame that's going in. It does have blended threads in it, and since I'm only using 1 strand of floss, when I do the blended threads, I do put the 2 different colors together, the 2 strands, and then I just do a half cross when I'm doing a blended thread. And this basting line down here, I'm going to have to cut off a few rows of the bottom to make it fit in the frame. So the basting line is just reminding me where don't stitch below that line. And it is now halfway. I am at the halfway point. I divided it into 12 sections. I'm doing a section a month. And I am now halfway across. I just think it is so beautiful. Looks like a watercolor to me. And in case you couldn't tell, this last few weeks has been let's get caught up. I retired on June 10th, then I went to StitchCon, and now I'm just trying to get caught up on all my stitch alongs. Oh, and I finally got the wall behind me changed to the summer pieces. I'll do a separate video where I tell you do a close-up of all of them and tell you what they are in a couple of days. My next kind of stitch along is Halloween Sampler by Teresa Kogut. It is in this Halloween book. Or you can also get it through her Patreon store. A PDF version is in her Patreon store. I'm using the called for colors. Oh, and we made it, a couple of friends and I are stitching it as a 2-year stitch along. So I divided it into 24 sections. We started on Labor Day last year in September of 2023. So this September will be halfway. And then I divided the border, which is just a whole bunch of black cats, into 1 a month, 1 black cat a month. But there's only 20 black cats, so the border will be done before the rest of it's done. So 1 section of the border and 1 of the intersections per month, excuse me. Mine is on 46 count Dark Mountain. And I did June section and July section. Oh dear. My magnets are all stuck together. There. It's the called for floss. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on the 46 count Dark Mountain by XJU Designs. Started on that middle section. This is how big it will be. I did this H first before I did all of this frame around it, and I put it in the wrong place. I think it's fine up and down, but it is 2 stitches too far this way. It should be closer to this edge. But I had finished the whole thing with all of the background around it and decided, nope, I'm just gonna leave it. And so then I stitched the background to see how far off I was. And then I stitched this A, and this A is not supposed to be touching this H, and I also had to cut off some stitches on the side of the A to make it fit. But I decided that's what I was going to do, and I think it looks fine, and I'm good with it. It's just gonna stay that way. When I get the whole thing done, if the spacing looks funny over here, if there's too much space, I'll probably add just another row of stitching to the side of this edge to make it look better. But I'll wait and see till the other side's done and see what I think. That one is so fun. In April, I was at the StitchWest retreat, the spring one, and the featured designer that was there was Primrose Cottage. They are so fabulous, so friendly, just wonderful, wonderful family. And this was our retreat kit that we got and everything to finish it with. And I showed that to you last time that I had finished this pillow. And then I showed you that I had finished, we were able to purchase these other two that go with it while we were at the retreat. So this one is Honeybee Quilt. And I finished that one. And then they also had Honeybee Basket there for us to purchase if we wanted it. And I did. And I have finished that one. And then they gave us a little freebie on our table one day that is the same style and the same colors that are the rest. These all call for the same floss. So the floss that we got in the kit of this one, of this one, was plenty of floss to stitch all of them. And I stitched it on the called for, I stitched all three of them on the called for 25 count even weave. Here's the first one I did that I already showed you. And then I started that little freebie. This one was 2/2 on 25 count even weave. That was the fabric they gave us to stitch it on. But I'm doing the little freebie 1/1 down here in this corner, and I'm not quite done with it yet. And I changed the colors a little bit. It had white flowers on it, which I didn't think were going to show up on this white fabric. So I changed the colors a little bit on it. And here are the other two that I stitched. They're so cute. So that project is almost done. And I am going to make them into pillows. They gave us everything to finish the retreat piece, to finish it into a pillow. And then they also gave us this piece of fabric on our table one day, which I think will work great for. And I'll probably just use what I have plus that stuff to finish all three of them. And hopefully you'll see that on the next video. Maybe even fully finished. Wouldn't that be amazing? I do have all my entire family and grandkids at Bear Lake this month. And then I'm also going to the Maggie's on Main retreat at the end of the month. And then the Olympics start also at the end of the month. And I better make a video. Yes, I'll make a video in a couple of weeks before the Olympics start and tell you what my plans are for the Olympics, because I do have some fun plans and some challenges for myself for the Olympics that you're welcome to join, but I'll do that in my next video. On the day that I retired, when I was at the airport on my way to StitchCon, I started my retirement start, and it is Window Seat by Letistitch. It is a kit. I did not use the 16 count Aida, that white Aida that came with it. I'm using 32 count even weave instead. So same count and same color white. I'm just using even weave instead of Aida. And I finished this pillow, and there's a little striped pillow kind of hanging behind, and started on the shutters of the window. This one is so calming and just summery to work on. Makes me feel like it's calm, slow speed of life summer. Can't think of the right words, but you know what I mean. 2 strands of floss, the kit floss, over 2 fabric threads. This is the kind of the mania. I did Stitch Mania in May, and I kind of assigned 12 of them to 1 month of the year to kind of work on trying to get them finished that month. And this was the one that I had assigned to June, but it was a new start in May, and it was a little bit bigger one. So I was trying to finish it in June, but I didn't make it. So I'll keep working on it. The one for July, not sure if that's down here or upstairs, is the Mill Hill fruit, summer fruit kit that I started. I would love to finish that in July, but I don't know if I'll make it. I'm doing this on, the designer is Counting Puddles, Sweet Summertime by Counting Puddles. And I just think it is the most beautiful pattern ever. I'm using the called for colors, and it called for 14 count Aida. I'm doing it, I'm pretty sure this is 32 count white even weave. I can't wait to do some of the back stitching pattern on top. That back stitching adds so much to it. But it's already beautiful, and I love working on it. Two strands of floss over 2 fabric threads. Nope, I didn't work on that one. Okay, the Fabulous Houses by Cottage Garden Samplings series this year. There's a new one that comes out every month. This, oh my gosh. I get them about the 10th-ish of the month. 10th or 12th is when it shows up at my house. This was the one that came out in June, the house barn. And this is the one that came out in May, the treehouse. And I've been working, I did finally finish the Hobbit house. I'll show you that in a minute. That was the April's. But these two I'm still working on, because I decide as soon as I get it in the mail, I go ahead and start it, and I try and work on it an hour every day. And then after I do my hour on the most current one, then I go back and work on the older ones if I have time. Look at those cute little cows. Look at them. Okay, so this one is the quirkiest treehouse. I love it. It has got It is so funny. And it has the basket that you can hang down so that you can, you know, pull up stuff into the treehouse, and the swing and the birds. But there is not hardly any straight lines in this at all. It just is so, and the pattern on the treehouse is so fun. So I'm working on this one at the same time that I'm working on this one, which is all kinds of straight lines. There's just 2 colors in the barn except for these beautiful mandala flowers. The sunflowers are gorgeous. I think this is I finally decided this is the sun. It kind of looks like a weather vane on top of the barn, but I decided it's this. It's a beautiful motif, like a Quaker motif. The sun with the darling little cows. I just love those little cows. And the Hobbit house had darling little pigs. Now this one's gonna have to come off a few snaps. Hang on a minute. I love working on this one. This one has been so fun. This is the only stitch along I'm not caught up on yet, but it's fine. And I think I got that idea from Mama Loves You GB. She was doing the year that they did the animal series. It seems like she was the one that said that she was just gonna start the next one as soon as it came, even if the other ones weren't done yet. And I thought that's such a smart idea, because then you don't feel like you're so far behind that you'll never ever get caught up. And I also, knowing myself, if it's partially done, I am much more likely to want to work on it than if I'm 3 months behind and I haven't started any of them. All right, first I'll show you all together. See if we can get the wrinkles out for a minute. Here were the top row, the first 3. And Hobbit House had a brown door, but I love The Hobbit. We had to read it in 5th grade. It was required reading, and we had a big discussion about it. I've loved that whole series ever since. So Bilbo Baggins has a green door, so I changed it to a green door. 937 is the green that's called for in this already. It's used in several places. So I just added 936, which is a shade darker, to do the stripes in the door. And then I use some of that 936 on the gate down here just to tie it into the rest of the scene. So it just wasn't in the door all by itself. Otherwise, I used the called for colors. And look at those cute little pigs. Look at them. They're so cute. I love the decoration on the gate, the house. It's so very forest, alpine, you know, wood carver kind of thing looking. And then the treehouse too. I was thinking this is a treehouse where Geppetto the wood carver must live, because it has all of this detail in the side of the house. So cute. And then the barn. I love these flower motifs in the barn, and then the red stripes behind it. And look at the cow. He's so cute. I think that's the most beautiful sunflower I have ever stitched. Catherine, you'll have to let me know if you think this is her favorite flower is sunflowers, if she likes that sunflower. Oh, mine is on 46 count. The called for color is Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit, and it calls for 40 count Prehistoric. So this is Prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit, but it's 46 count, not 40 count, with the called for colors. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. I have been working on Stitching Summer by Twin Peak Primitives. This was a gift from a dear friend. And I love it. And it's the perfect time of year to work on it. I'm using the called for colors on a 46 count piece of Flawn by Bee Stitch Me. 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads. Worked more on filling in some of the solid sections. Oh, I love that one. So summery. And I think that's all that I have worked on since the last video. Purchases, I do have, I purchased, what did I purchase? This Jeanette Douglas Spring by the Sea I showed you that I purchased at StitchCon. And then after I got home, I ordered Summer by the Sea, which I got from 1884 Stitchery. McKenna, thank you. She was very prompt in getting that shipped to me. And then I bought Winter and Autumn from 123 Stitch. Because it's a 4-part that you stitch all in one if you want, which I'm going to do. And I also bought the little embellishment. It's an embellishment kit, but it's got all the floss in it as well. It's got all the floss and beads and charms that you need to stitch each one. And I got that from 123 Stitch as well. 2 of them they had at StitchCon in the Jeanette Douglas trunk show. I think it was summer and spring, the embellishment kits, and then I bought the other 2 from 123 Stitch. And I was really tempted to start the summer one yesterday on the 4th of July, but I did not. I was good, and I finished up the Halloween sampler instead. Okay, and then Historical Sampler Company invited me to participate in their stitch along that starts on July 8th. It's a Halloween theme. Here's their sneak peek. I just thought it looked so cute. I said, sure, I'd love to participate. Their website is historicalsamplercompany.co.uk. They are in the UK. Isn't that the, oh, I can't wait to start it. It's so cute. And then they have they had a kit of things that you could purchase with it, which the deluxe kit is sold out. But they still have, when I looked yesterday, you could still purchase their cute little thread drops that go with it from their website. And this drawstring bag. I just want to stay home and craft. There are 4 parts, and each part will come out every 2 weeks. So 2 weeks apart, and there are 4 parts. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 weeks. 8-week stitch along. It calls for DMC, but they also list the anchor numbers. They will send the parts out through email as a PDF starting on July 8th. So you could just purchase the PDF and do it on your own fabric with your own floss. Go to their website to join. And they sent me fabric and floss to stitch it. This is so nice of them. And mine got here in 8 days from Great Britain. Came in this very cute envelope. The Happy Halloween Stitch Along. You can get it with Aida. If you want to buy the fabric and floss from them, you can get it in Aida or linen. 32 count linen or 16 count Aida. They have both options, and you can buy the floss from them. I chose linen in this beautiful color, which they told me it was on their website. Vintage linen from Zweigart. They said it was custom dyed for them. And then here are the DMC that they sent me. Aren't they cute? If you join now, even if you're just buying the PDFs and that's all, they will send you an email with telling you how much fabric you need and what the colors are. And then the first part of the pattern will come out on July 8th in your email. Let me know if you have any questions about that. I hope that was clear. So that will be a new start for me on Monday. I believe that's July 8th is Monday. Okay. I think that's everything. I will be back in a couple of weeks before the Olympics starts to show you what I worked on over the next couple of weeks and to tell you all about what I'm going to do during the Olympics, which will include, where's my Olympic piece? My new start for the Olympics will be this Jardin Prive. Les Olympiades des Gnomes. The Olympics of the Gnomes, I'm guessing. I haven't looked it up, but I'm guessing that's what it is. Because they're doing the Olympics. I think that's the cutest pattern ever. Look, there's the mushrooms are first, second, and third place up there. Oh, and there's little animals up there on the podiums. Maybe that's who won that race. There's a swimming race going on in this little pool. This one's a long jump over sheep. He's lifting plants. Badminton up here, or tennis. This one's having a nap. Oh, I just think it's the cutest pattern ever. So that will be my new start during the Olympics, but I'll have several other pieces as well. I always have one linked to how many medals your country wins. So one piece is the medals piece. So it's like for all the bronze medals your country won that day, you need to do 5 minutes on that piece for each bronze medal, 10 minutes for each silver, and 15 minutes for each gold. So I love looking to see what medals were won that day and adding up the minutes, and that's how many minutes I have to do on that piece. I usually have one piece that's, I just do 2 hours on it every day. That's kind of the main piece. One piece, the alternate piece, in case you're, you know, super over the top person and you want to do the alternate as well. I think it was 1 hour a day was the alternate piece. There's the medals minutes piece. Sometimes I have a full coverage challenge, one that I work on so many stitches per day. It seems like there's one more, but I can't think of what it is. Oh, there's the 30 minutes every day piece, which might be this one. I'll either do this one as the 2 hours a day or the 30 minutes every day. Not sure. I haven't decided yet, but I'll let you know in the next video. Okay, I think that's everything. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.